In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? Come on, Green. You know why? Because the Eagles won. I go on and on. Can't understand how it lasts so long. Must have a superpower. Listen. Eagles took it home yesterday. Yes, and yes. So watch the Super Bowl, of course. And there's a few things that I want to talk about. There's a few things that I'm going to go into, but we're not going to go into theory and conspiracy, because that's something that I know Jules was talking about it this morning. Something we need a secret society meeting for. But let me tell you how I'm gonna jump on this trend real fast, and I'm gonna create a set of budget envelopes today and put them up today about the Super Bowl theme. Listen, I'm ready. But listen, the Super Bowl show, and I know there's a lot of different thoughts, because I have some friends, well, not my friends, people I follow, and they didn't really care for the Super Bowl show. And I was like, because you were looking to, I want to say you were looking to be really, really entertained, but Kendrick is very methodical, and it is about messages. And if we don't pay attention, we gonna miss them, right? If we not looking for them, we're gonna miss them. You just looking for a show, you were just looking to be entertained, then that's what you would have got. You know what I'm saying? That's what you would have got from that. But it was a lot deeper. You already know, just the way that he comes out and the way that he does his music, and not only to diss Drake, but I'm just talking about just in general, his music in general. Everything has messages within the music. It's about, to me, Kendrick is about culture. And so he never misses. So so I thought the show was pretty dope, but then y'all already, I said I'm not gonna go into it, but I'm not. Okay, so yes. So I was excited about the halftime show. I didn't get to watch it fully. I was watching from upstairs because I was in the middle of doing something. And so I didn't watch it fully, but I'm going to watch it fully today. After I get off here today, I am going to watch it fully, because I want to see everything. I know that everybody was talking about the messages and stuff like that, so I'm definitely going to do that. And one thing, and this is a thing that I'm in, while I'm getting myself together, I'm still listening to Jules while she goes on in the morning for the pre-show, because that's what she be calling it, the pre-show, before we come on here. And she was saying, we were talking about just bringing LA back, bringing the LA culture back, just bringing, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is getting overlooked and everything is getting cloudy. And it was like, no, this is where the message is. This is where things started. This is what, and I'm not talking about rap, period. I'm just talking about the LA culture, right? Because we get lost in LA culture. Like, you don't get to see the fun and the dancing and the movements that came from community and the ghettos and all of that, from, you know what I'm saying, from what we have today. It's kind of like overshadowed with violence and all that other stuff. So I love the fact that he's bringing it back to the culture, and just bringing it back to making everybody aware of what's popping in the streets, because we are the creators of everything. And I meant what I said. We are the creators of everything. And we need to stop acting like we don't know that we are magical. We need to stop acting like we don't know that we are amazing, that we don't know that we are capable of greatness. We need to get that out of our mind. And so this leads right into what I wanted to talk about today. Today, I am going to have a guest on the show, and it was based off a video that she did on her just randomly. She was just talking in her stories, and she was talking about the fact that she doesn't understand why people are not utilizing the classes and the things that they have for them, you know, and they're not applying it to them, to their lives, to their businesses. And I wanted to speak on that because I was like, you know what, that's a really good point, right? Because we as educators, we think that if we give you the information and the knowledge, you're just going to take it and you're going to run with it, right? Excuse me. But we find, and this is Jules and I and anybody else who is in this, education, you give people information and you have to make sure that it's kind of like you don't expect them to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's is a foul way to be, because it's like sometimes you give people answers and maybe they think it's too good to be true. Maybe they think maybe that's not the way. I want to do my own way. And that's fine. If you want to do it your way, we get it, right? But when you have people that have done things before you and paved the way for you, and you're getting the cheat code to get something accomplished, I don't understand what takes people so long to get from A to B to C to D to E you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. And I think it's no, I sometimes people are just not ready, and that's also okay. You got to wait until it's your time for you to get it, or maybe you have to bump your head. A lot of people like to learn the hard way. Some people don't want you to give them a cheat code. Some people don't want to say, all right, well, this is how you do it. And you be like, oh yeah, let me try that. Let me apply that. They wait and wait and wait. And so a year turns into two, two turns into five, five turns into 10, 10 turns into never, and it never gets done. And so you're sitting there not accomplishing anything that you set out to do because you keep waiting for a right time. And the right time is always yesterday, right? So let me check and see who's in the building. And I am going to bring my guest up because I see her in the queue. So good morning. All right. So we have Latrice of Heartbeat Candle, ATL. I, on the other hand, call her cousin, but here in these YouTube streets, we call her the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on Earth's in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My light keep changing. Good morning, Melly Mel. Melly Mel is in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. Have a magical Monday. Yes, magical is the word. Yes. Magical Monday, and hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button. Hey, hey. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech is in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Big Meech. How you doing this amazing morning? Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like button. I hit the like, hit the like, hit the like button. She said she literally sang it. Yes, literally. I literally sang it. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Candace. Candace is in the building. How are you doing this amazing morning? You are up early. Good morning, Candace. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to Chandra. How are you doing this amazing morning? She said, good morning, everyone. I was on the wrong page. Uh-oh. I still knew it was you. Still knew it was you. Good morning. She is the queen, the founder, the CEO of the BCMC, Black Candle Makers Club. She is also, no, I'm just joking. She's also the one-hit wonder. Miss Jules is in the building. Woo! She had an illustrious rap career. Good morning, sis. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We got Christina in the building. Good morning, Christina. How are you doing this amazing morning? That's right. Got to sing it every single time. Good, because then, I'm creating something. Good morning, Lakeisha. Keisha, West Coast is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, good morning, everyone. I am truly blessed. Yes, yes, and Yes. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. She said good morning. She see walking as she typed this. Hey, let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Can I call you Rose? Because you're sweet like a flower. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rose and her daughter won. They came in third yesterday. So congratulations to your baby. She had a cheerleading competition yesterday. I wonder what happened to Casey? Casey, what I miss? The Eagles did that. Period. Get them envelopes ready, baby. Listen, soon as I'm done, I'm gonna pack these orders, and I'm on it. I'm on it. I already started creating my images. Already started. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? What's my favorite word? Why you gotta say it like short? Listen, let's get it, let's go. Amp y'all up this morning. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We both went to the same place. Hey, let's get it, let's go. Let's get it, let's go. Let me see. I'll be wearing my green mustard shirt in ATL this weekend. Philly and Kendrick, you better let's get it. You know how I put the, cause you are clairvoyant. Because you're clairvoyant. That's how you put them colors together. Yep, it wasn't about entertainment. It was about the message. Yep. And people who need to be entertained, those are the people who like to be dumbed down, and those are the people who don't get the word. And that's why the revolution is not going to be televised, because it's going to be in a book. No, I'm just joking. Let me cut it out. Because y'all know I will act up for sure. Let me see. He had the stage and delivered one of many messages that needed to be delivered. Yep. Kendra sent a powerful message. I loved it indeed. He used the platform exactly how he was supposed to. All eyes are going to be on you. This is when I'm going to deliver it. Period. Good morning, Kay. Good morning. She said, happy money making Monday, ladies. Good morning, Miss Anita. How are you doing this amazing morning? Good morning, Martini. Martini's in the building. Good morning. Good morning, Sharice. How are you doing this amazing morning? Listen, if I don't wake y'all up, I don't need y'all sitting here all low energy. I need y'all to be high energy, okay? Good morning, Queenie. Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? Bumby, that's Houston, baby. Listen, they're going to get left behind. And good morning, Miss Tracy. Good morning. That show was fire, powerful. Okay, good morning, Miss Magnie. Good morning, Miss Kim. Miss Kim's in the building. She said, good morning, lovelies. Good morning, Miss Kim. All right, so let me bring, because I see her in the queue, so let me bring my guest up. And I want to say, let me just bring her up and we could talk about her video, and she could tell you more about where she was going with that video. But I'm like, I felt that and I resonated with it, because I get extremely frustrated. I'm passionate, but I get extremely frustrated when I know that people have all the tools at their fingertips and they choose that they don't want to use it. They decide that they're not going to apply it, and then they want to blame the world why they didn't get results. Everybody else is the reason for their, lack of work ethic. Everybody is the reason why they're not getting the results that they want. And instead of taking responsibility and accountability, goes with what we were talking about the previous week. But instead of them taking accountability and responsibility for the things that they are not doing, or the habits that are keeping them stagnant, we have issues. So let me bring my girl up. So you guys know her as Tony, but she has a new name. It's Metame. But let's bring her up. Tony, Metame, Tony Nicole, Metame, Tony Nicole. That's how we're going to call you. Let's bring her to the stage.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing? You better drink your coffee.
This is for you. I'm testing out this African blend bean so I can send it to you and bye.
Okay, that's the dark one.
Yes,
Mm.
and it's good.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning?
I am good. It was a long, busy weekend, but it was a good one. I got my me time morning in this morning
Mhm.
uh, at 5 o'clock. But we
Okay.
saved it. We saved it for y'all to go back and watch it. So it was good. It was good. How are you, sis?
You know, I'm living the dream. I am living the dream. Busy weekend, same. We had a few things where we were doing together, but you were actually doing events and you hosted a class.
Yes, it was a weekend of firsts, and I will say, um, pop-up markets, I've learned that it's not necessarily my thing. At least to go through other people. I think I thrive if it's something that I put together myself or deal directly with the place. I just do better at that. And I saw that in the candle making class. I had reached out to the coffee shop and dealt directly with them, and it was teaching's my thing, and oh my goodness, I had such a great, it was like immediately in my element. I was prepared, so I had everything written out, and it just hit. But with a pop-up market, the cool thing is I spoke to so many people, and so many people were interested in candle making classes. So I got a lot of contacts, connections, emails. Um, a girl even emailed me last night at like midnight, like, "How I get these copy subscriptions again?" Sis, go to bed.
But get the subscription first, then go to bed.
So it was great. And even people that stopped by gave me ideas of connections, because February for me is all about giving back to my customers and then connecting with my community to build more. Like that's my whole focus in February is engagement, engagement, community engagement, customer engagement, building relationships. So other people even gave me ideas that stopped by the pop-up market of people to reach out to in the community, even having a class for the seniors at one of the community things. And she was
Oh,
like,
that's a good
my
idea.
girls would love this. So I'm excited.
See? So I mean, you got a lot out of it, even though you felt like you weren't in your element. You still were able to get some new ideas because you wouldn't have had them had you not went.
hmm So it definitely helped me. It was one of those things that helped me redirect and redirect my focus of what I knew, was my audience, my market, but it gave me the avenue to connect with a lot of people so I can hone in on my market in the community, because being military, we move very often. So I've only lived in Columbia since April, and because I work so far away, it's very hard for me to get to all the goings ons, and just military in general, it's hard to engage in the community because you're like, oh, I ain't gonna be there that long.
Yeah.
I move every 2 years. So, but we want to stay here when I retire. So it's giving me the avenue and the people who to talk to, because those people that came Friday, they said they would be back, and they were back Sunday because I wasn't there on Saturday because I was at the class. They came back Saturday or Sunday, because it's a place that they go all the time. So they have more ideas. And again, all ideas are not for you, but it still can spark
Yes.
a direction that you want to go in.
Yes. Yes. It can help lay the foundation for an idea that you will, or plant the seed. Let's say plant the seed, because I love me a good garden analogy. So it helps plant the seed so that you can nourish it the way that you can, the way that you need to suit your needs. So I like that. I like that. So now that we got that under our belt, we did see your video, girl. So come on and tell me about the video. You were talking about BCMC and how they have all of the classes laid out for you and everything. So I want to talk about that. So tell us a little bit about your thought process.
So, as I was doing the classes for the cohort, the ones that we have for the quiz, um, it was funny because I was reviewing. I always do them more than once, just because I forget stuff. So I do them to look at them because they're interesting, and then to take notes again. But it was interesting that I went back and looked at your class after I saw I think the beginning of your class on Saturday, and what I loved is I am a psychology freak. So when I watch movies, I be watching the behind the thing that happened in the movie. So when I
Mm-hmm.
was listening to your class, like, of course, taking in the information, but what I loved about it was what you were talking about before. That class, I think you did that class in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and the class was about, I think it was about identity of your business or person. I don't remember the name of it, but
Mm-hmm.
the class this weekend that you gave was about persona, finding your audience, all the things. And I found it interesting that you were saying the exact same thing. You may have used a different example because we don't do Target anymore, but it was the same thing, and it's that consistency. That's how people know what they're talking about. And then going to watch Bryce's class that he gave a different topic. It was, I think his was specifically targeting your market, but finding your why, narrowing down your niche, having a business plan, getting your budgeting and your finances in order. As many classes that are out there, specifically in BCMC with different topics, they still all come back to the same 5 or 6 like wickets. And that level of consistency is what makes the program, I think, beneficial because you guys have a lot of guests. All of the classes that I've been to hit. Um, the ones on Saturdays, you have a lot of guests, but when everyone is on the same page and everyone is talking about the same thing, I don't know what hit me, and I was just thinking like, okay, I'm in this cohort. You guys offer all this information and relevant information because we've all been in classes like, why are we talking about this?
Right.
So relevant
Which am
information.
I going to ever use this?
In my mind, I feel like I have opened up, I don't know, Pandora's box, the toolbox, whatever, because I don't know if Pandora's box is negative, but the toolbox of information to get my business from zero to multimillionaire status. And the first hit is replacing my income. Um, and I'm just looking like, well, I feel like if you are a part of BCMC or if you have been in any cohort of BCMC, as I was looking at the courses, I might hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel like there's no reason why you shouldn't have hit your goals unless you are in your own way.
Yes.
That there's no reason. Like if being in this course as I'm taking it, I feel like the Fearless 15, we should all walk outside of the door on May with our certificates with a full-fledged, we should already be in the goals that we set that first assignment. We should be knee deep already in them. And I get it, things happen. You don't control the world, you don't control setbacks. But if you are following those classes and those business plans that you have, even with the setbacks, even with, maybe someone got sick, went to the hospital, a family member, whatever have you. But if you have those systems in place, those things should not throw you completely off. And sometimes I feel like people may look at me and think, oh, you don't understand. You don't have kids. You like people used to tell me before I was married, oh, it's because you're single. Oh, it's because, but not knowing like there was point in times where I was working over 120 hours a week as a drill instructor and write my dissertation for my master's and competing in bodybuilding and a single dog mom because my wife was deployed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken classes while deployed and my book never arrived and still passed the class. So I don't think it has to do with a lack of knowledge. The knowledge is out there or the information's out there. But where BCMC comes in that helps me is you guys put it all in a box because I love to research. And Candace, I don't know if she's on here, I think she is. She said that in the beginning of our first group where she said this is the class that she had decided to step back and just learn because she was tired. And I feel that like you're tired of being the one to go get all the information because it is exhausting. And that's what sometimes is what holds us back. We're so busy trying to go gather all the things that we are not taking or not we are not we're so busy trying to go gather all the things because we are by ourselves and doing everything when we have something like this opportunity. I'm gonna shut up so you can interject. But
No, but I'm agreeing with you. I'm touching and agreeing. But when you are going out to get the information, and I know I say this a lot, right? We're entrepreneurs, and a lot of the times we don't have anybody else to look to, and so we're kind of like, going as we can. Everything that we get, and we're learning along the way, and then we're applying things, or we're not applying things. And so, what? Wait a minute. Hold on.
mm-hmm.
Y'all already know. And don't nobody say it either.
What happened? I don't know what happened.
My battery. So we're gathering all this information, and then we're applying or we're not. And then sometimes we don't trust the information that we have because we don't know. We think this information is credible. Then we don't know if the information is credible. And then we sit there spending all our time hemming and hawing, and then we don't actually take action. And so I find it very, and this is me as a coach, and this is something that I'm learning, is that everybody is not going to be ready. Everybody is not going to want what you're giving them. Some people like to fight for their limitations. Some people like to stay where they're at. And you have to learn to leave those people where they're at. And what I used to do, and I no longer do anymore, is feel like I have to drag people kicking and screaming. Or I'm going to listen to your excuses, but I'm going to still try to carry you over the finish line. I decided that I'm not doing that anymore. And it's something that I had to learn to do as a coach.
It's hard.
Yes, I'm a fixer. So I want to fix it. I want to make it right for you. I want to show you all the things that you need to do. And I want you to go on ahead and grab them up and do them, right? Everybody's not ready for that. And some people just like to stay stuck. And you can't get stuck with them, or you can't let that pull you back. And that's one thing that I'm learning. But the thing about us here and what we do with BCMC is we want to make sure that everybody has exactly what they need, because I tell you from Coffee with Nikki, I speak to you from the way that I had to learn. I speak to you from my own experience, because I know what it took and I know where I was at. It took me 12 years or 10 years to get my trademark. I didn't get my trademark because I didn't know I needed it.
But that's the thing that kills me, and it's hard. It's hard because like teaching's in my blood, right? That's the thing that kills me though. When I hear stories from all of the coaches, to me it's like I would be like, oh snap, that ain't gonna be me. Well, let me go call Nikki to see what took her so long, and did she think it wasn't worth it, and now is it worth it? Because that's the whole point of learning. What's the saying? You don't have to experience everything someone else experienced to learn it. Sometimes you can just go from 0 to 100. You don't have to go 1 2 3 4 5, because it's not worth it.
Right.
And of course,
you got the cheat code. If you got a cheat code,
yes, y'all are the cheat code, like for real, and like the good cheat code, not a bunch of crap. So it, I feel you, because it used to pain me, like make me sick, because I would talk to people and they would tell me, their thing, and I would get so excited, and I'm like, oh girl, I did this before, so all you gotta do is A, B, C, and D, and yada yada yada. And they were like, they will waste your time. I always use nutrition as my fallback. It's funny because now when I see people out, like I remember going to a Beyonce concert, and a girl was at the Domino's. I had ordered some pizza, and she was like, "What? You look like that and you eat pizza?" Yes, girl, that's how I look like this. I had to start saying stuff like that because it weeds out if people are very serious. Because if you were serious, you would come back and be like, "For real, girl? Like how?"
right.
Because I used to spend hours talking to people because they see things and they're like, "Oh, how do I do this?" And then you tell them, "Oh, it's simple. It's not easy because it does take consistency. In the same way you build that old habit, you have to rebuild the new habit, but it
Correct.
is simple." Girl, you be talking to them days and days, and then you call them 5 days later, and they be like, "Oh well,
What had
you
happened?
know, you don't get it because like my kids, I gotta buy snacks for them. Why? My grandparents got me vegetables. They didn't get snacks for me.
Right.
Like you don't. Yes, they have to eat. You have to eat too. Y'all can eat the same thing. You training yourself, you can train them to do it. It's hard. It sucks because they're not used to it. But kids don't know what candy is until you give it to them. So they ain't born with it. So oh God, it pains me so much when you're talking to people because on one thing we say, oh, give people time. But on the other side, it's like, no, just do it. Or I gotta work my way through it. No, just do it. You could just do it. You literally could just do it right now.
Yes.
So with all of the things that you guys have, like every time I open a class and I listen and hear the stuff that's going on, I get confused when I hear someone say that they can't figure something out. I'm like, there's like 700, as Beyonce say, 11 classes about the same thing, but different, but specific. The titles are not clickbait. They're not hidden. They're not confusing. They every time you guys are on live, y'all drop all kind of dimes. And then on top of that, it's a community of people that we all follow each other. You could just reach out. Like I reached out to Antoinette because she gives classes, candle making classes. And I was like, hey, does this sound right? Or hey, like, and I'm good with classes. So I worked it all out myself first. And I think that's the issue. Too many cooks in the kitchen. We have the issue in fitness. Too many cooks in the kitchen. You have to know what you're doing first and what you want to do before you reach out, because you may be reaching out to someone that is telling you what to do based off of how they do it, not listening to how you're trying to do it and give you advice on something that's going to make it better for you. And that's why all advice is not good advice, because some people are not great teachers. They can only tell you what they did. They may not be able to tell you how to do it. But I don't get it. But you do have to be ready. And I told you already, I don't think I told Jules, but I told you the alignment class with Malaysia, y'all should make that a requirement before you allow to apply to the cohort. Like y'all should. I'm sorry, y'all should. And I come from my grandmother. I told y'all my grandmother has a PhD in education. She was a school teacher and a principal. My aunt is a teacher. She went to social work, and my sister's been a teacher for 20 years. I've been teaching in the military, like teaching's in my blood. And I think if that is a requirement, it would help with people that are coming in, because sometimes we take classes to take classes, right? To get information. But I feel like the cohort is not a good information. The cohort is that you are ready to go to the next level. Like these, you are ready to put pen to paper, to manifest into action, to get it done.
Yeah. And I want to go back into what you're saying about Malaysia's class about mindset, and that's exactly what our thought process was going into this new year. Is like, we can't keep on piling classes on, because it's not about the information that you have, because I'm pretty sure you can take 3 or 4 classes and get everything you need to start your business, operate and grow, get money, all kinds of things, right? You can get 3, 4 classes and get that information, but you're sitting there just consuming. Everybody just wants to be a consumer. Nobody wants to take action. And so it's like, okay, it's not about the information anymore. It's about you taking action. It's about you applying it. It's about you believing if you can even do it. Is it even in your mindset for you to even go on ahead and do it? Because you have to know that you can. Because you know the saying, if you say that you can and you say that you can't, both are true. And it's absolutely the truth. If you say that you can't do something or you're not good at something, you're going to find every reason for it not to be true. You're going to see, well, I told you I wasn't good at my finances. Well, I told you I didn't know how to save money. Well, I told you I didn't know how to create this thing, and I shouldn't have did this and I shouldn't have did that. You're going to find every reason why it didn't work. But if you look at it differently and say, how can I make it work? Now your possibilities have changed. Now it's a little different. And so I was like, we definitely have to start with mindset. We have to.
Yes.
It has to be mindset month, because everybody has to get it into their spirit. They have to get it into their soul that they can do it, but they have to make sure that they're believing that they can.
Yes, like 100%. And that, God, you have to believe that you can and believe that it's possible, because if not, you really are just doing mindless work.
Correct.
You really, I mean, if we're talking about, candle making or, crafting, soap making, crafting in general, you're just doing mindless work. And, I feel like you already know, just because you got an LLC, does that mean you really have a business? or you just got a hobby that is protected.
Come on, protected hobby.
And you have to be ready. But again, that alignment, you have to be ready. For me in particular, I just have to only speak off of my own experience. I know that I am retiring in 2.5 years. I, there is no, there's no backup plan. The backup plan is if it doesn't work out, I know that I'm more than qualified to go get a job anywhere. But
Okay.
that's not the backup plan where I'm like doing it. I refuse to do anything other than what I said I wanted to do. I said I wanted to open a coffee lounge. I said I wanted to have a gym. I use, Rachel Rogers' book to say, well, something you want to start then or now or later, start then, right
Right
now.
now.
So it's, but it's so hard watching people um, struggle with self-induced stress. That's what I talked about Sunday on the Sip and Chat. Like a lot of our stressors are self-induced.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming up with all the reasons as to why we can't take me time, why we can't start our business, why. And again, business ownership is not for everyone. But we're not talking about people that didn't say they wanted to start a business. We're talking about people that said they are starting a business and they want to. And I don't know if it's just saying it because it's cute or what. And we always say business ownership is not for the weak. However, if you're doing what you love and it's in line with your personal life being in order, like no, it's not for the weak, but it's fun. It's not for the weak because it's tiring, but so is going to work every day. Like
But so is
who going or not?
everything that you do, you got to learn. So I mean, it's the same thing. Like I said, I say in the morning, you don't come into this world learning how to walk. You don't come into this world learning how to talk. Everything you're going to have to grow through, right? And so this is just something that you have to go through. Some days are going to be easier than others, and sometimes some days are going to challenge you. But everything is still okay as long as you're going to be consistent and disciplined and show up. Because again, just like you were saying, you decided that you wanted to start this business. You said that these are the things that you want. So if these are the things that you say that you want, why would you play yourself small, or why would you, shortchange yourself in growing in your business, developing what you have? Because everybody in here has a great idea. Everybody in here has potential. Everybody in here can do and be whatever it is that they say that they want. And it's not even a cliche thing. It's seriously the truth. But it's all about how much work you're going to put into it. Everybody
Yep.
is so good at busting their behind at their job, and then they slack and they just half-ass their business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'll do it when I get to it, or I'll do it when I'm ready, or I'll do it. But you going to work, you showing up on time, you doing the projects, you getting the projects in, you trying to get supervisor, you're trying to do all of these things at this job. And yes, it's paying you, but if your intentions is for you to leave this job so that you can run this thing, how are you expecting to run this thing? You're not even applying what you're learning at this day-to-day job that you have. You're not even applying that to your own business. You basically just not doing anything in your business.
Yep. And that reminds me of the class with MJ Harris when he was talking about, but people don't want to have these kind of conversations. And that's the issue. And he was talking about, you can have a great idea and you can have a great product, but maybe you are not the one to market your product. And you have to be okay with that. Look at your personal life. Rachel Rogers talks about this. Take those tests, the Myers-Briggs test, I forgot the other two tests. Take those tests to see what your strong suits are and decide what role you want to have in your business, because that could stop a lot of stress. And then you are going to have to hire some out or
Yep.
partners with someone else to do those other things. Because even at your 9 to 5, if you are not running things, making moves, handling meetings, teaching, coaching, if you are not doing all those things, how you talking about you want to go have a candle making class? Baby, you're not doing it at your normal day to day. And if you were to give a class on anything else, you would be all over the place. So if you have a candle making class and it doesn't go well, because that's not your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not saying you can't have candle making classes in your business. You might want to hire someone out to do those things for you. So I think that is a lot of the issue, but it goes back to the beginning, what we talked about, which is personal alignment. If you do not know who you are, what did I say? If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. If you don't know who you are, what your strong suits are, you have to do self-reflection before you say, I want to own a business. You need to know who you are, what your strong suits are, what your weaknesses are. Because again, you cannot do everything in your business because you're going to burn out. You know, you might need to step back and just be the CEO. You might need to step forward and hire a CEO because maybe just because you put it on your
Your vision
IRS
board.
statement, just because you put it on your IRS statement that you're the CEO, maybe you just need to be the founder. Maybe you just need to be the owner. Maybe you just need to be the worker. It still could be your business, but you are pushing against your strong suits, which is causing you to be stagnated because you don't even know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And it's not to say you cannot get better at your weaknesses, but you want to gamble your funds trying to get better at your weaknesses while you trying to run a business.
But you're gambling and you're not applying. If you're gambling and you're applying, I get it, right? Because this is how the only way to learn. But I love what Patricia said. She said everyone is not coachable, right? And even the people who you think are coachable, sometimes they aren't, and that's the absolute truth. Because I don't know what it is about it. I do know what it is. It's resistance. It's for sure. It's resistance, right? Because if you could apply something and do it today, why wouldn't you do it today? Right? So what would be your resistance to you not, for you not holding up your end of the bargain or whatever? So I totally get it, but it's like if you you either or get off the pot, right? You got to do something. You cannot sit here and come like years and years and years and years and years are going to go by and you're still not going to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like you sit in the same position saying the same things. Like, are you not tired of saying the same thing? Because you're in the same spot. I heard the story before. Are you going to do something different? Are you going to change? No, then I'm going to have to press on, or you're going to have to do something different, but you're going to have to realize that this is not what you want to do.
And it's okay. You
Right.
just have to be honest with yourself. Like, it's okay because, again, I don't believe that everyone's a leader.
Mhm.
Some people are followers, and it's okay to be a follower because if you ain't got no followers, how you lead and who you lead if we ain't got no followers. So I don't think that everyone is a leader. Everyone is a business owner. I mean, again, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But if it just being easy or hard is stopping you, then this is not for you, and it's okay. But I just keep going back. It just really baffles me. Excuse me. It really baffles me about all the things that you guys. What got me to thinking about it was seeing some people still asking. I'm trying not to offend nobody, but seeing some people still asking some of the most basic.
Everybody all the time. Join the club, girl. Join the club.
Seeing people ask some of the most basic questions, and I don't believe there is stupid because if I got a question, I don't get embarrassed. So if I got a question, I'm gonna ask. I don't care. I'm gonna ask. But
Mhm.
seeing people ask some of the questions, but then we have a class or we just had a class, and I'm not talking about the inside the cohort. I'm talking about in general, BCMC, and
Mhm.
we have a class or y'all had a class on a weekend, and then I go look through the classes and I'm seeing classes from 2023. And I'm like, so either you're lazy and you're not going back through it, you want somebody to give you all the answers, which the answers are here. So please go back to read them, or you just are not ready. So stop asking these questions and wasting people's time because when the questions are being asked, I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. Maybe they haven't gone over this yet. And then I open BCMC's box and I'm
The
like,
library box.
I'm confused. It is a whole library of you ready to start your business and move through step by step. Sign up for BCMC. Like sign up. I don't. Are you looking for a section of the library that has everything you need to start, continue, and elevate? Like from Miss Angela's class to Malaysia's class to the classes that you all give to you guys hit everything. Banking, marketing, personal, finances, budgeting, like they're there. They're there. I don't understand.
Like what do you what if you paid your money? If you paid your money for your membership and you have access, you know how many people are not watching those videos? They pay for their membership and they're not even watching videos. Like, what are we doing here?
Which
Are you
side note goes to show you.
mm-hmm.
Side note goes to show you, if you don't have a subscription service in your business, start one, because people are good for getting a subscription service to something and don't do nothing with it, but they keep on paying you.
Mm-hmm. Until they see it somewhere, they say, "Oh, I'm still paying this. Let me cancel this thing." But
they not, because their personal finances not in order. But it really, and again, you I think you said this before in a class, or maybe it was Miss Angela's class. I show you someone that is struggling in one aspect of their life, i.e. business. Show you someone that's struggling in their finances and business, their personal finances are a mess. Show you someone that is unorganized in their business, their personal life is unorganized. Show you someone that cannot find time to do their marketing, take a day to do their their candle making, take a day to meet with the community. Those are the same people that are not doing it in their personal life. It mirrors each other, because you're not born starting a business, you're born developing yourself as a person.
correct.
So, and again, if those things were not, one thing, I don't know, can we say piss in this? One thing that pisses me off.
I don't know if the curse word. I think you can still curse because they curse on YouTube all the time. So you say
Okay.
Unless
One
somebody
thing,
just act like you didn't hear it.
one thing that pisses me off is, oh, this is how I grew up. That grinds my gears to the most high, because I do not care what environment you grew up in. If you are over the age of 18, you can pick up a book and find out how to be better.
That's right.
You can, how you grew up. Okay, so I think I told I don't know, maybe it was my mom, sister, cousin, or something like that. Like, you grew up one way, but you don't have no friends. So you didn't look at your friends and the families and your cousins and all of them and notice there was something different. And you wasn't like, ooh, they so confident. How can I be like that? Give me the tips and tricks. Oh, you're good at social media. Let me know how you do it, or who you look at. Oh, you seem like you got this meal prepping down. What's the easy way? Because one thing I love doing is sharing and supporting, but I had to get out of the habit of sharing just because I would find something, and immediately when I see it, I'm like, oh, I know 10 people that this would benefit, but it only is going to benefit them if they're going to do it. And then you don't want to be that annoying person just constantly selling. So it takes more to step back and not share advice.
Yes.
To people.
Too. I do the same thing. Yep. I want to tell you everything. I want to give you all of the information right here in this one sitting, and I had to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm gonna bring something up. Obviously, most people don't. I don't think anyone knows, because I mean, obviously, it's kind of personal, but not really. So I sent Nikki a copy and well, I didn't send it to her. They bought it. But I will be sending you a replacement, because one thing I do value is customer service. And she gave me feedback. And here's the thing that a lot of people will never know about me. I get my feelings hurt, y'all. But my feelings being hurt, I've always been I'm not sensitive. I get my feelings hurt because I know I did all the research, and I wanted to make sure everything was perfect. That's where the overanalyzing come from, but we living outside our head. So I do a lot of research to make sure that things look good. But even if it's something in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I could probably do better on this, but I still want to get it out there. So I did. And she gave me some feedback. She asked me, she was like, well, where do we stand? Like, girl, let me know what's wrong. What you need me to fix? Because the goal is a multi-million-dollar business. So once you get that in your head, whatever the goal is, in order to get there, I ain't got time for the, I don't know if I said it, but y'all know, because grandma said, I got time to sit around. So what did you see?
Yeah, I think your headphone went out.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you, but it's got low.
Okay, let me turn it off. Can y'all hear me?
You low, but I can hear you.
Hold on.
Is she low to everybody? Put one and keep that same passion. But is she low to y'all? I just didn't want the sound to go out, and then we missed what you're saying.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
It's still low.
Okay, hold on. Put this in a case. I don't know where the case is though. Put it in the case so you can turn it off.
How's her sound, y'all? 1 if it's good, or 2 if she low.
All right,
1
here
and
I am.
2. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as grandma say, we ain't got time to be pussyfooting around if you have a goal. Now, if you don't have a goal, that's probably why you get stuck when your feelings get hurt. So my feelings were hurt, but not because it was personal. I knew it was not personal, me to you, but my feelings was hurt because I was like, I put my heart and soul, and I knew that wasn't a good label, but I wanted to get it out to her. However, I still receive the information, and I'm still going to make it better. And it's not even make it better because she told me. It's make it because I knew better. It should have been better. And I'm still messing around with it. I reached out. Who Antoinette? I'm waiting on her to send me some stuff as well. But that is not going to stop me from moving forward. I'm not going to dissolve the whole candle business because of some feedback. All feedback is great feedback, whether you use it or whether it's relative or not. Some feedback is still great feedback, but it may not be relative to you, but you still take it. But what she said was good feedback, and that's what I want, because I know that I am a new candle maker, and there may be some things that I didn't think about because I've never dealt with labels other than, labeling clothes and normal stuff. So that was something when we're talking about learning, that was something I kind of put on a back burner. I was like, I'm gonna buy these labels for now because I want to get the candles out. Okay, well now if someone is seeing in my business what I'm seeing for my business, and they're like, this is beautiful and this is what we need to do to elevate it, I would be insane to be like, oh, okay, girl, thanks. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy because, again, God put people in places how they need to be in order for you to move how you need to move. So if you are not wanting to take advice, and again, all advice might not be good advice, but if you are not willing to take advice, but I also believe that if your mind is right, if you're aligned personally right, you're not going to get crappy advice. You're not going to get advice from people that don't matter. So if you are saying you want these things to come to fruition and someone is letting you know that this is something that can elevate you to the next place, especially when it is in line with your business goals, to me, I would be crazy to be like, oh yeah, girl, thanks. I don't understand. So my thing is either 1, look at yourself, check yourself, boo. Look at yourself. 2, make sure what you're saying is in line with your personal, is in line with what you're saying. And 3, stop saying it. Stop saying you want to be a millionaire. Stop saying you want to be a 6-figure business if you're not willing to do things to make you a 6-figure business. Because what gets you here is not going to get you there. It's the same thing in fitness. If walking 10 minutes a day got you to lose those 10 pounds, to lose the next 10 to 20, 10 minutes a day ain't gonna cut it because your body is now used to it. So you need to elevate. And you need to do 20 minutes a day and then 30 minutes a day until you get where you need to go. And then you can probably go back down to 10 minutes a day and sustain yourself. So again, alignment. Alignment.
And I love that you said, you really have to want what you say that you want. You have to really want what you say that you want, because why else would you be saying it? Why else? Does it sound good? Does it feel good to say? But why wouldn't you do the work, right? And this goes back into I get my feelings hurt just the same way. And I would think you're a Scorpio, but you're not. You're Aquarius. Okay.
Aquarius.
So I get my feelings hurt too. And sometimes things are hard to hear, right? But just because they're hard to hear doesn't mean that I'm not going to apply them if they apply to me, right? If it's something that I know that I struggle with and somebody recognizes it and they say something, because I can see that you see that I'm struggling in a certain area and you say something to me, I may feel a way, like I feel kind of like exposed or something, but I know that that's where I'm struggling. It's the truth. It's not like somebody is trying to say something to hurt you or is trying to say something that is going to take you off your path, right? It's something that somebody is like, if I see it, somebody else is going to see it. Tighten up. If you take advice like, okay, I'm going to tighten this up, then it's fine. And it goes back to what we were saying in that conversation, right? Because I was like, I need to know what kind of relationship we have, because if you take things too personal and you sensitive about it, I don't want you feeling away because I said something. And I'm not saying something that's going to harm you. I'm not saying anything that, you know, I'm thinking is all about me. Let me tell you about yourself. It was like, I'm telling you this because I want you to win. I see that you want to win. I see it in you. So since I see it in you, we recognize it. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I don't have a problem saying, well, you need help with it. Let me help you. Or you want this? Let's do it this way. But everybody is not open and everybody is not receptive to it. And being in a part of this community, again, I've learned a lot of things and I'm learning how to deal with people. I'm learning how to move with people because I'm thinking, you know, I could just say what I have to say and we good. You know what I mean? But everybody ain't ready for it.
And you know, it still, again, it all goes back to alignment because you telling business is business. God, people have to remember that. Personal is personal, business is business. So if you are telling me something about my business, you ain't telling me my mama suck and my life is trash. You are telling me, yeah, you are telling me this in relation to your business can be better. But if your personal life, if you haven't dealt with here and here because of whatever trauma you didn't have in your life, whatever had, you know, you ain't get enough hugs, whatever. If you haven't dealt with that, you're going to take everything that is related to your business, any advice, any, what do they call it? Something criticism. What is it called? Constructive criticism. That's just a word people made up to make people feel good about themselves. So criticism, because criticism is criticism. Jesus. Criticism, like constructive or not, it's still criticism and you can learn from both. So if you get the criticism and you are taking it as a personal attack on you, you need to step down from the business and go deal with this and this because you are not ready, and stop saying you want to be a multimillionaire or a millionaire, because if you are going to be a multimillionaire and a millionaire, baby, them people outside do not care a damn thing about you or your business. So if you're in a community of people where we are learning from each other, and sometimes I step back because I'm like, well, who am I? You know, I've only been making candles. This weekend will be 3 months. My business has launched. But the advice that I'm giving has nothing to do with candle making because I only know about my candles, coconut wax, in these wooden wicks and these 12-ounce aura vessels. That's all I know about. But the advice that I am giving has to do with over 25 years of experience, of life, of teaching, of when it was a girl on the BCMC Facebook group, I think it's the BCMC Facebook group. She asked about a review for her website. Could somebody go to her website and look at it and tell a review? I typed on there, I would do it. I sent her my number. She didn't answer. So
if you're in this room, no, I'm just joking. I don't know who it is.
If you in the room, call me. Maybe I wrote down the wrong number when I sent you a text message. I don't know. But when I looked at the website, I told her I am not a website guru. I know how to build my website, but what I looked at was, as a consumer, if I'm going to your page and I type it in, how hard is it for me to see what you're selling, who you talking to, and how easy it is for me to get into this product, into my cart, into my house. So I may not know about the back end part of all the website things. That is not my thing. I'm not, what is it, cyber IT? That ain't my ministry. But I'm a consumer. And if it takes me too long on your website to figure out, because she said a lot of people go to her website, but not a lot of people purchase. So depending on who's going to your website, age-wise, market-wise, if it takes me too long to get from enter to www to add to cart to checkout, maybe I'm gone. So that is what I can offer advice of. I'll act as your customer. And this is my feedback that I'm giving you as a customer and obviously as a business owner. What do I see? I mean, I can't tell you nothing about how to make a soap. But if I get on your website and I can't figure out how to buy one and I got to DM you, it ain't happening. It's not happening. If I got to talk to 5 people in order to get a bar of soap, then baby, I can go to, I don't know, the grocery store now is where I get everything.
Right.
Costco.
And that is the truth. Jules said, some people can't handle the truth, even though they know the truth. And they
Insane.
want you to play the game with them. They want you to sugarcoat and tap dance, and they want you to do all of those things. It's like, listen, we don't got time for that. Let's get the job done. You can still have hurt feelings, but work through the hurt feelings. Like, you can still be pissed off that something was said in, any kind of way, but you can still use it. And I know a lot of people like, well, a lot of things is tone. And I know Patricia is one of them. She's like, this is it. This is cut and dry. This is how it goes. I'm not going to keep on telling you. I gave you 2 or 3 classes. I gave you free information. I'm an attorney. I'm telling you, this is how you're supposed to do it. If you're still asking me the same questions, now I have a problem, because you are disregarding my time. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't respect the information that was given to you, and you're not applying it. So why are we having the same kind of conversation? And people are like, well, it's about the tone. I'm okay without, I don't have to worry about.
I tell people, listen to what I say, not how I say it. Because if you listen to how I say it, you just gonna disregard it every time. So just listen to what I say.
Right. Just listen to what I say. Don't. I want you to deliver it with a pretty little bow. I'm not going to do that. That's not the person that I am. And if I did, you like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you? So, a lot of the times we have to listen to the information that we receive. And we have to take it. It's a gift, right? It is a gift. You can take it or you can leave it. You can apply it or you cannot. You can do what you need to do with it. And again, still, like you said, your feelings get hurt. My feelings get hurt. Sometimes things are hard to hear, but if it needs to be heard, then what's the problem?
Yep. And again, people still get hurt for different reasons. I am definitely I'm not a sensitive person, but my feelings get hurt because, when you put your heart and soul into things, like, obviously you want it to work. And if it doesn't, you're like, oh man. So, but let me tell you, babe, I got a whole little burn mark right here, because when you said tunneling, I said, who tunneling? I went and replaced 50 wicks. That's one good thing I love about that coconut apricot wax, baby. All you gotta do is heat it up and replace a wick. I went and replaced 50 wicks and 50 candles because I found out what it was. And here's the thing. Do you make candles? Have you ever made candles?
I do. I don't make them consistently.
Okay, so I didn't even know, in my mind, I didn't even know that Nikki made candles. But I just felt like someone could have been like, she don't even make candles. What is she talking about? Who cares? Who cares if you make them? You burned them, didn't you? You bought it, you burned it. So, she was like, I don't know if you need to double wick up, wick down. It was something as simple as, and I'm going to do a whole video on this, candle fails, things people need to know, because here's the thing. People talk about wicks all the time, but I think they're missing some of the why. So we already know the wick up, wick down, double wick in case it's too high, too low. Mm-hmm. But something that I didn't account of, and this is how my mind works. So if my mind works like this, I want to reach out to someone else's mind that works like this. I always use boosters. I use boosters because coconut wax is what's recommended. But also what I realized, my perfect cup candle is thicker. So science, right? Logic. It's a thicker candle fragrance oil. Mm-hmm. So it also requires a booster. But when I made my Valentine's Day candles, those oils were thinner. It did not need a booster. So it just needed a regular wick. I didn't even own regular wicks because I never used them, because all of my other candles, holiday candles, Christmas, and my main candle, they all use that one thicker oil along with other blends. And I did test it and it worked, but it wasn't consistent. So it was literally as something as the same exact size. It just didn't need a booster. So now I'm like, I'm going to make this candle and I'm going to send this to Nikki. I'm going to show her it's going to look better. I still ain't got these labels, so don't judge that. But that is customer service. I could have easily said, she don't even make candles. What is she talking? Because I didn't know. She didn't even make candles. What is she talking about? Whatever. She could just put a heat gun on it. It'll work itself out. That's trash. That is trash. So no, you cannot please everyone. But this is someone that has been in the game for a long time of business. So why not listen? Listen first and decide if it affects you later.
Right.
Listen. Child, there's so many things running through my head right now.
Listen, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm so glad that I got you on the show this morning. It just so happened to work out. And she was like, I'm off today. I was like, what?
I was like, look at God.
Look at God. And we did it.
Thank you for having me. I hope I ain't hurt nobody's feelings. Just know, y'all, if y'all want anyone, and I am not out to be like, girl, you suck. That's not my verbiage. That's just not how I talk. Actually I do, but I won't do that. I am
I
professional,
won't
but
do that for you.
I do understand who I'm talking to. I'm very respectful. I understand who I'm talking to. I understand generations. I understand all of that. If you are really testing something out and you want a unbiased eye, please DM me, because I love looking at things and helping, and I think that is something that I'm good at. And I think a lot of people, when I got married, I didn't take anyone with me to buy my wedding dress. The reason why I did not do this is so random. The reason why I did not do this is because people have a hard time giving advice on something that is not based off of them, right? So case in point, I had a sleeveless dress. I have a friend that loves long sleeves. Just because I wore a sleeveless dress doesn't mean the dress is ugly. You just wouldn't wear it because you prefer long sleeves. I hate long sleeve dresses. Well, wedding dresses. I think that they're ugly no matter how beautiful the dress is. But
who needs sleeves on their wedding?
I am the type of person where I can look at you that loves long sleeves in a long sleeve wedding dress and say, and not lie, and say, that is gorgeous. That, and not the whole, oh girl, that's good on you, not that stupid stuff. And actually say it's gorgeous, because I've taken out the fact that I don't like, nobody cares what I like. It's not my dress. So I can look at your website, or look at, click through something that you may be adding to your website, and honestly tell you, hey, this looks good, but it looks like you're talking to this audience. But I remember you saying this was your audience. Or say, girl, it took me too long to find a button. Don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about your long story on here. Put that at the end, put that on another page. Regardless if I like it or not. I can look at your logo regardless if I think the colors are ugly, and still say the logo speaks to who you are trying to speak to, because none of that stuff, I'm very good at, is it unbiased? Yeah, unbiased look-sees. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but y'all know what I'm saying. So if you need,
Melissa said she
Michelle
had
said she had a long
dress.
Hey,
Who needs
and
sleeves for their wedding?
I bet you it was gorgeous. So I'm really good at that. That is a thing that I can do. So please send me something. I can't say you won't get your feelings hurt, because I would get my feelings hurt too, but I'm in the process of doing that too. I've added some more things to my website because it didn't speak to my audience. It spoke to what I was doing, but it didn't tell you. It spoke relax with coffee, but it didn't tell you who it was for. And if I watch one more video and don't take heed, like grandma say, I would be crazy, because every video says solve a problem. Who is it for? How are you going to solve the problem? And who are you? That was one thing in Bryce's video that I took away, that I feel like it wasn't the first time I heard it, but he really hit it home. And he said, child, I took notes. He said, you need to make sure, go ahead and talk, Nikki. I'm bringing up my notes.
Melissa said she had a long sleeve wedding dress. Melissa, I seen some of your pictures. You looked amazing. So you looked amazing. Okay. But I'm not doing, we dancing, we doing stuff. I don't want long sleeves. I want to be
top lock and drop it.
I don't want to be the strapless either, because I'm gonna need something. I need something to be around my neck or something. I need to hold these things up.
Not a good home.
You don't need something to hold these things up. Well, while we are waiting for Metamee to pull up her notes, you got them?
I got them.
Okay.
So the biggest thing that he talked about, that I think we always talk about, who you're marketing to, and what problem are you solving. One thing he said that I really liked was, who are you in relation to your business? And that's why I have such a strong hold right now on my business, because I feel like I am taking you guys with me in my me time era. Like, I'm marketing me. So I think that is something, especially if you are the face of your business, is making sure, which I struggled with my last business, because I'm very compartmentalized and separated. It's not that I don't like people in my business. A lot of it has to do with work. I have to keep a lot of stuff separate. So that cost me sometimes of the connection with customers. So with this business, I feel like I am really showing me to my customer base, and that helps customers relate to you because I say my audience is busy entrepreneurial women. It kind of helps that I'm a busy entrepreneurial woman.
Yeah.
So I'm really just being me in my business and solving the problem of not waiting until a 3-day weekend and take some rest.
And I think that matters because I was listening to, like, years ago, Miss Skittles has said something about it takes a lot of work for you to not be the person that you are trying to speak to in your business. So if you're not the person that wants to get up every morning and look like the glam girl, then maybe you don't want to speak to the glam girl. Maybe you want to speak to somebody who is aspiring to be that thing. And I'm like, you know what? It does take a lot of work for you to not be the person. Not saying that you can't market to them, not saying that that can't be for them, but if it's not going to be for them, then you don't be the face of it. Then you let somebody else be the face of it. You allow influencers or other people to be the face of that thing so that you can stay true to what, you know, stay true to who you're talking to. And when she said that, I think it was at her Bloom conference or something, she used to do that all the time. And I was like, that is absolutely true. It takes a whole lot more effort for you to be somebody who you're not and do that consistently. So if you're not going to be that person, then you need to make sure that you have somebody who is, or if you're not going to do it in that manner, everything that you show has to be in, you know, in that same lane.
Because if not, you're an influencer. If not, then you're not marketing your business. You're being an influencer, which means you're going outside of yourself. But again, that goes back to, if you don't know who you are, how can you be yourself?
And on that note, we are about to wrap this up. Thank you so much, Metame, for joining me today. I think this was good. If you guys enjoyed it, put some ones in the chat if this was good for you. I absolutely love speaking with you. Girl, don't even get me started on our day 2. We've been on day 1 for a month. We've been on day 1 for a month.
Oh no, okay. Day 1 is finishing today. It's Monday. Day 1's finishing today. But again, we ain't been sitting around splitting. So
no, then that's true.
I know you've been working. Either one or two things. I said one or two things. Nikki is working last week, or you're just posting more because you've been doing other stuff and it's been more of like the communicating. But I don't think, since I'm new to the whole community, so I don't think I've seen you post as much whipping, stirring, and flipping with them body butters that I have seen over the last 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, Nikki is work. That's why I wasn't even worried about it. The class, we gonna get to that. But I was like, Nikki is working. Every time I look up, she flipping a body butter.
Come on, flipping body butters.
Yes, and that goes to show you too, for anyone that's still on, sorry, we supposed to be cutting off, but that goes to show you that people know what you're doing in your business by what you post. They might know everything about you. That's never you're not gonna post everything about you. But even just Nikki, I have not in her household. I couldn't tell you what her household looked like. But just by her ramping up her posts of just posting what she's doing, they could be old posts, new posts, who cares? But I see that last few weeks, Nikki has been focused on specifically her inventory. So people like to see that. What are you doing? People can tell. You don't always have to just say, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. Me looking at that body butter getting flipped and whipped, I'm like, oh, what kind is that? Oh, I need that. And we know because you do the same thing. So the same things that get you attracted to clicking the button, the add to cart, and going to the website and seeing what it is, that's the same thing that is going to get your customers to do what they need to do. So you have the experience. Y'all got the sauce. Let me leave on a positive note. Y'all got the sauce. You just have to remember who you are, or go find out who you are.
Find out who you are, or showing up as who you are.
That part. People show up with bonnets all the time. That's their thing, and they got the same amount of likes, views, and add to carts as the person that shows up with the glam. People want to relate, no matter what they're relating to. People want to relate. That's one of the biggest things I've learned. People want to relate.
And that's the truth. So before we head out, I want you to tell everybody how they can find you.
On www.shopmetimecoffee.com or on Instagram at metimecoffee_co or on Facebook, Me Time Coffee. We also have a Facebook group, Me Time Coffee Crew. You can also find me every Monday morning. It will be saved if you don't want Mondays for the Me Time mornings, where we spend a few seconds of just relaxing and breathing and listening to some calming music while drinking our tea and or coffee.
Love it. Thank you so much, Mother Me. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining. You have an amazing day. And I am going to close out today. Make sure that you guys are following us on all social media. We are Bubble Babes University, BABEZ University everywhere. So follow us on social media. If you're watching this far and you have not yet subscribed, I'm going to need y'all to subscribe. We do this every morning. Well, we do it from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. And also make sure you turn on your notifications bell so that you can be notified. With that being said, we are about to wrap this up and I am out of here. You guys have an amazing day, as Kay would say, on purpose. All right. And we will talk to y'all soon. We hope that you enjoyed this and hope that there's some takeaways. And I want y'all to put in the comments what were some takeaways that you got from today's live. So with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.